Now, after the demonstrations over milk prices today, there's fresh concern about another section of Welsh agriculture, the pig farmers.
They've warned that they're facing a crisis because of cheap imports from Eastern Europe. Hannah Thomas has been investigating. We can join her now at the Royal Welsh Showground near Builth, Wales. Hannah.
Yes, thank you, and good evening from Llanelwedd. The sun is still shining and the crowds have once again turned out in force. But it's not all good news, because Welsh pig farmers here say they're living on borrowed time. HTV Wales first highlighted the drop in Welsh pig numbers 4 years ago. And though now the breed has picked up, farmers say the cheaper foreign imports are killing the pork industry. Ken Austin's a familiar face at the Royal Welsh Show. His Welsh pigs have been successful here in the past.
We just had a first prize in that class then. We had male champion last year, reserve female champion, first in a group of 3 last year. So we had our share.
But the Welsh breed was in decline and the industry began to suffer. Well, as you can see, there are 7 Welsh pigs in Ken's class. But even though the numbers have now recovered, the industry really hasn't. Back at his farm on Gower, Ken says he struggles to compete with cheaper imported pork from countries like Poland and Slovakia, and this needs to change.
A lot of legs of pork were being bought to cure and going out onto the shop counter as Welsh, and it's coming obviously from Europe.
Ken thinks that modern technology methods should be used to stamp this out for good.
We have done DNA testing on the farm for the ministry. We've given samples of Welsh pork. Obviously, in time, they'll be able to walk into a butcher's shop, test meat to see where it's come from and so on, and I think that the quicker that happens, the better.
Ken breeds 5 litters of piglets every week, but they'll usually be at least 9 months old before they're ready to leave the farm. Well, this little piglet is just 5 days old, and of course, it's very cute. But for Ken, these are a livelihood. He and his family depend upon them to survive financially. Despite the awards he's won for his pigs and quality of meat, Ken considered saying goodbye to the industry.
Until you approached me the other week to speak on the programme, I was almost at the point of finishing doing the Welsh pigs. Because if people won't work with you and we can't get support, then where is our future?
He says that unless tighter regulation is brought in and more help given to farmers like him, this could well be the end of his tale. Yes, a real concern there for Ken and pig farmers right across Wales. Well, elsewhere, it's been another hugely successful day at the showground. Visitor numbers reached 64,769, which is the highest second-day figure for at least 6 years. I'll be back later on in the programme with what else has been going on today, and James will be here with the weather forecast. But for now, we'll hand you back to John and Andrea in Cardiff.
Thank you, Hannah.
Talk to you later.
The weather, which looks great, and we're not there. How did that happen? Up to 98% of Wales'